Gamdias has launched its brand new Athena M4M case, and it looks absolutely stunning. And while I was checking out the case, I noticed that Gamdias has a huge lineup of new hardware. So I figured, what the heck? Let's go ahead and put together two high-power gaming PCs using as much Gamdias hardware as I could possibly find. Funny enough, the first case review on this channel was a Gamdias case, and that was about 3 years ago, and it's really interesting to see like the evolution of this company going from like really budget cases to now making like very premium feeling cases and a large variety of additional hardware that you can use inside of your PC builds. It's really awesome to see just where they were and where they are now. It's really impressive. But let me try and stay on track, and let's start by talking about the Athena M4M. This is a MATX case that is 17.6 inches long, 9.3 inches wide, and 13.7 inches tall. Now you may have noticed, I don't know if I made it obvious enough, but there are two different cases here, and you may think to yourself, those are the exact same case. Well, let me tell you what, you're right, kinda. There are a few differences between these two cases right here. For starters, this one right here actually has a wood panel for the front I/O, for those of you who are riding that wood trim hype train that's going on right now. Both cases do come with 3 included fans. The wood panel version does come with 3 black 120mm fans, and the one without the wood trim has 2 black 120mm fans and 1 RGB fan for the exhaust. And the only other difference between the two is that the non-wood trim version comes with a fan and RGB hub that is included in the rear of the case. And other than those few small things, they are exactly the same. Both cases can fit up to 9 fans, 3 on the bottom, 3 up top, 2 in the front, and 1 in the back. We have GPU clearance for cards up to 395mm in length, so you can absolutely fit one of the massive graphics cards inside of here, which I'm going to show you later because the graphics cards that I picked up for both of these builds are very nice. And something that I was very happy to see is that we get a plethora of dust filters inside of this system to make sure that our PC stays beautiful longer and is easy to maintain. Now, I am very eager to get started building inside of these cases, but I am even more eager to see what the rest of this hardware looks like inside of these things. I have a tower cooler here with a humongous digital display, a 360mm AIO, also with a digital display, 2 1,000-watt power supplies, their arsenal of ARGB fans, and a bunch of their black fans, so that both of these builds are going to look absolutely stunning. So out of all the beautiful items that we have on this desk here, I think the one thing that I am the most excited to goof around with has got to be this air cooler here. Now, I understand that most people would probably gravitate towards the 360mm AIO, but so many brands put, screens on their pump heads now, and I've put so many of them inside of builds. While yes, they look amazing, they're becoming normalized now. And with the 130mm screen that comes with this tower cooler, I mean, that's a huge screen, and this thing I think is going to look absolutely phenomenal in here, and I'm excited to see how that looks. I'm also really excited to see how Gamdias' software looks, because there is a gripe with a lot of people about how the software works for any given company. They don't really like how easy it is to customize and do all those types of things. So I'm really excited to see how well Gamdias' software works with their digital screens. Now, it's easy for me to continue to talk about all this beautiful hardware, but it'd be way more fun to throw all of this stuff inside of these beautiful cases, especially paired with all of the very high power PC hardware that is also going inside of these systems. We're gonna have 2 absolutely epic systems, but building one system does take a while. Building 2 systems takes the whole day, so we're gonna need to get started right now. So let's throw on some real kick-ass tunes. Let's get this done.
Knocking, boots broom on Miley. When I pop out like likeness, polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman, killed that. In the AM going real fast. UK honey at the drill that bondsman. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise. She want seed, told her nothing in a blossom. Badging me for info at the shipper to Wisconsin. only good for the lozenge. My whole contact list hit it, I don't even want it. Ting show the jet love, but it never meant much. Never make decisions off a head rush. I've been down to $10. IRS kept track for 10 months. Had to switch how I went about it. Dues paid, collected all the loose change that I had left. Blew it on a new game. Set the high score, played it in machine stops. King's Cross, had to reconnect the way the jeans start. And get the deed done. They expected me to switch when I receive love. Gotta let the marathon run its natural course. I can feel the force. Knocking, boots Bruno on Miley. When I pop out like likeness. Polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman. Killed that, in the AM going real fast. UK honey at the drill that bondsman. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise. I should be ashamed, man, I've said it to a few birds. Made them think that they was mine, gave them new purse. And attention, it got to their head quick. Will I ever learn? That's a good question. Damn, a lot of pressure, so I gotta pop. And I love it like I kinda pop. Sorry that y'all gotta watch. BKT's up on the truck. The boys are counting on me, need to make it out the mud. So for them, I get the deed done. When I receive love, you know the whole team up. That's why I let the marathon run its natural course. I can feel the force. Knocking, boots Bruno on Miley. When I pop out like likeness. Polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman. Killed that, in the AM going real fast. UK honey at the drill that bondsman. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise.
I think in my lifetime, I've probably put together well over 100 MATX builds. And I've gotta say, out of all those builds, these are in my top 5. Like, they look really good. Not to mention the unbelievable performance you get from these systems. So let's start by talking about the case. This is an extremely easy case to work in. I do like the front mounted power supply. It just makes things a whole lot easier. If I did have one gripe that I would like to say about cases like this, is in the back, when they build these cases, they make it so that your power cable comes in from the top. It can't be much more difficult to route the cable up across the top and down to the bottom to where you can plug it in at the bottom. So that way you just don't have this cable floating here. I mean, that's out of all the things about this case, this is like the one thing I have a problem with, but it's not just Gamdias. Like, every case that is a similar design has this exact same problem. Now, for every single build that we put together on the channel, there's always like one thing that stands out the most to me when it comes to a particular system that I put together. And what stood out the most to me for both of these builds is just how quiet both of them operated under full load. And I thought to myself, there's no way that these are gonna be quiet because of the amount of dust filtration on here. Now, with the dust filters, you get a lot of tiny perforations, and we're trying to pull air through those perforations, so you get some noise. That's usually what happens. But with both of these systems, when they are running at full, they're both very quiet. This one is a little bit louder with these ARGB fans. These black 120mm fans, this whole PC under full load in-game, dead silent. I mean, I'm not kidding you. And I built a PC in like one of those silent cases. This was quieter than that silent case. It was unbelievable. I was very, very impressed at just how quiet this system right here operated. Not taking anything away from this one. It was still very quiet. Just not as quiet as this one. Now, earlier in the video, I did say that I was really excited to goof around with this CPU cooler, not taking anything away from this AIO here, but I was really excited to see this huge display on a tower cooler. And while I think it looks fantastic, I do have some issues with it. For starters, it's impossible to hide the power cable for this screen. It's just this huge wire that hangs out on the top of the fin stacks. What I really would have loved to see is maybe, this cable cable can go through the fin stack so that it's not completely visible. I don't know, I'm not an engineer, so not engineering wise, that may be a little bit more difficult to do, but I really don't like the fact that you can just see this humongous cable sitting on top of our fin stacks here. And the other issue that I have with this is Gamdias's software is very basic when it comes to what you are allowed to do. You can really only pick like a few different things that you would like displayed on here, and you really can't even move those displays around. So if I say I just want one thing displayed, this is where it goes and I can't move it at all. Now I can pick and choose what I want for the background. The like blue flames that I have here, I did download that, you know, small video file and I uploaded it to here, and it looks really good on here, but I really can't customize much more after that. They do give you a couple like preloaded pictures and images that you can choose from, and just a couple different layouts that you're allowed to select from, but as far as customization goes, it's really limited. And the same thing goes for the AIO here. They run on the exact same software, so you're allowed to do the exact same things to both of these displays. And for some people, that minimalistic, simple to use design may actually be appealing, whereas people who love to like fine tune and select every single little detail of their AIO screen, like myself, I would find issue with that. I would want something a little bit more complex. Now, both systems are running on the Helios P2 1000G, so we have 1000 watt power supplies for both systems, and that's gonna give us enough headroom to upgrade in the future. Both systems are running perfect on those power supplies. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about that power supply. So as far as the build for both of these systems, I did have to make a few adjustments on the fly. For starters, the CPU that is inside of this system right here is the 7600X, and we have the 9600X over here. When I really wanted to flip those, I would rather the cooler operating CPU go in here with the tower cooler and the hotter CPU go in here with the AIO. The reason that I kind of changed that is because out of the two PCs, this is the stronger PC, and while the 9600X and the 7600X are very similar in performance, the 9600X is the newer generation. So I figure if we're going to be making one stronger PC than the other, we just go full, you know, new generation, full 5080 goes inside of here. Now, because of that change, we ran a much hotter CPU on this tower cooler, and that led to some hotter temperatures on that CPU. We were getting an average temperature of 74 degrees during gameplay, which is absolutely fine. It's not hurting anything. We just would have seen better temperatures if we would have had the, you know, 9600X inside of this system. Now, what I did want to do originally, you'll see in, you know, you saw in the building of this PC, I had it running push-pull. I put an additional fan on the backside here, but because I did that, that left like zero clearance for this exhaust fan. That would have been no point in having, you know, that exhaust fan plus another fan. That just didn't make any sense. So I did remove that. If we were in maybe a larger case, we probably would have been able to run push-pull on this CPU cooler and gotten even better temps. So both of these builds are done. The only thing that's left is to, one, ask you to subscribe because I love you and I'd love to see you here more often, and two, which build do you like more? Me personally, because I'm getting older, I think that this is more my vibe, but hey, I can absolutely see why maybe you think this is the better looking PC. Either way, let me know down in the comment section and tell me which one you like best. See you guys later.